Hi, Ho students. Mr. Kaczynski with you. We're going to do 7.5 practice your skills exercises here. We're translating graphs today, but that's not what we're doing here in problem number 1. We're just evaluating these functions. So let's see what happens here. All right, let's figure out what f of 5 is. Take a little bit of a shortcut here. I'll go 2 times the absolute value. Let's do 5 plus 4 is 9. So I substituted and added, plus the 1. So absolute value of 9 is 9, and 9 times 2 is 18. And then when I add the 1, we get 19. All right, no problemo. Next, let's figure out what f of negative 6 is. So again, I'll do some math in my head here. Negative 6 plus 4 is negative 2. The absolute value of negative 2 is 2. When I double that, I get 4. And 4 plus 1 is 5. All right, so now I have to figure out the absolute value, or I'm sorry, I have to figure out what f of negative 2 is, and then add 3 to it. All right, so let's do 2 times, let's do the absolute value of, let's do negative 2 plus 4, which is 2, plus the 1, plus the 3. In fact, let's even color code it. We'll do this out here. And all right, so there's f of negative 2. So that's going to be 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. And then when we add 3 to it, we get our final answer of 8. I feel like I might want to check my answers here as I'm working. I'm good so far. All right, now we're going to figure out what's f of x plus 2. Okay, so all we're going to do here is replace, let's see, f of x plus 2. We're going to replace the x with x plus 2. Okay, so you can see what I did there. I replaced the x, which used to be x plus 4. Now it's x plus 2 plus 4. All right, and then we can obviously simplify that. Let's make it x plus 6 plus 1. And we really can't simplify it any more than that right now until we know what x is. All right, let's do this one very similar to how we did this one. So we'll do 2. Instead of x, we're doing 4. And then we've got that minus 1 hanging out there as well. So here's the f of 4. And really, I mean, we could add these right now. It wouldn't matter. Those would just cancel out, I guess. So it's really just 2 times the absolute value of 8, or 16. Well, we already know what f of x is. I mean, f of x is 2 times the absolute value of x plus 4 plus 1. That's f of x. But then we're going to add 2 to it, and that's going to give us our new answer. Plus 3. And so the plus 1 and the plus 2 become plus 3. And basically we just simplified a little bit. All right, what if we plug negative 1 in for f of x? Okay, so let's do 2 times the absolute value of negative 1 plus 4 is 3. Then we got that plus 1 right there, that plus 1. And then we have to add 1 to it, adding 1 to this purple piece here. So the purple, f of negative 1, 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Then we're going to add 1 to that. Obviously, I could have done that in my head. The final answer is 8 again. All right. And D is kind of similar to H, but then we have to add 1 onto it again. All right, so let me show it kind of the same way. Let's do f of, oh, no, let's do it like this. Let's do 2 times, instead of x, we're going to do x minus 1, but we still have the plus 4 and the plus 1 on the outside, and then we have this plus 1 as well. Okay, so that plus 1 is right there. The purple is all of f of x. So I can replace, let's do this one step at a time, or I can simplify here. Let's make this x plus 3, because negative 1 plus 4 is 3. And then I can also simplify outside, and that'll give me my final answer here. 2, absolute value of x plus 3 plus 2. All right, nailed it. Just checked my answer, got that right. Okay. Feel free to pause, rewind, or send me messages asking me why I did the things I did. In the first table, list 1 and list 2 contain coordinates of 3 points on the graph of f of x. In the second table, list 3 and list 4 contain coordinates of 3 points after a transformation. Write definitions for list 3 and list 4 in terms of list 2. So let's see if we can figure out what's happening from here to here, and also what's happening from here to here. Okay, it looks like negative 1 turns into 7, 3 turns into 11, and 2 turns into 10. So what I'm seeing is that list 3 is always 8 more than list 1. So let's write that equation. List 1, I'm just going to abbreviate, list 1 is whatever list 3 is. No, check that. Let's go list 3 is whatever list 1 is plus 8. There we go. So that's how you can get list 3 every time. And then what's happening with list 2 to list 4? 3 turns into negative 1, 5 turns into 1, and 4 turns into 0. I think we're just subtracting 4. 3 minus 4 is negative 1, 5 minus 4 is 1, 4 minus 4 is 0. So let's go minus 4. So our equation for list 4 would be take whatever is in list 2 and subtract 4 from it. So to describe this transformation, I would say, let's go, f of x has been translated 8 units to the right, or 8 units right, and 4 units down. So 8 units right, added 4, moved it to the right. That's what list 1 controls. That's our x values. And 4 units down, that's list 2 and 4. Those are our y values, so that controls vertical movement. Okay, just vertex here. That shouldn't be too tough for us. There are coordinates of our vertex. 1 to the right, 3 down, so the vertex is at 1, negative 3. What do we got here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3. So 5 to the left and 3 down. Not too much going on there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4 up. So 6, 4 are the coordinates of that vertex. We're going to use these in the reason and apply. And this one's just 1 to the left, so negative 1, 0. That's it. Graph each function in your calculator. Describe the graph as a transformation. Well, actually, I'm gonna do this a little backwards. I'm gonna describe it as a transformation first, and then I'm gonna graph it and prove it to you. So let's go like this. For A, how about a translation of y equals absolute value of x, because I can't put the absolute value signs in when I'm typing. Let's see. So minus 1.5. So that would be 1.5 units right, and the plus 2.5 right there, that's like minus negative 2.5, so that would be 2.5 units down. And to graph this on the graphing calculator, I would have to go math, number, absolute value. Here's my x minus 1.5. And when I subtract 2.5 from both sides, oops. Let's try that again. Math, number, absolute value, x minus 1.5. And when I subtract 2.5 from both sides, it's actually going to be minus 2.5 outside. And there it is, 1.5 units to the right and 2.5 units down. All right, and for B, a translation of y equals x squared. I'll just type it like this. This is the easiest way for me to type it. Translation of y equals x squared. That plus 3 is like minus a negative 3. So that would be 3 units left. It should be 3 units left. Let's try it. So x plus 3 to the second power, graph it. You can see that the parent function's been moved to 3 units left. All right, what about this one? How about a translation of y equals the absolute value of x? That minus 3.5 means that 3.5, it's always subtraction. The 3.5 means 3.5 units up. Or up 3.5 units if you prefer. Let's graph it and see. So math, number, absolute value. We put the x right there. When I add 3.5 to both sides, it'll be a plus 3.5. And there it is, 3.5 units up. All right, and then B, a translation of y equals 3 to the power of x. That's the parent function in this case, just 3 to the power of x. That's one of the options they gave us up here. So what's happened to it? Well, that plus 1 right there, it's like minus a negative 1. So let's go left 1 unit. And that minus 2, that really you're subtracting a positive 2, so that's 2 units up. So up 2 units. So here's the parent function, would be 3 to the power of x. And our new one, 3 to the power of x plus 1. And then when I add 2 to both sides, it's going to be plus 2. Graph it. There's the parent function. Here's our new function. And you can see that the parent function has been moved 1 unit left and 2 units up. So maybe follow that point right there. 1 left, 2 up would be right there. 1 left, 2 up. Write an equation to describe each transformation. Translate the graph of y equals x squared 2 units down. So I just need to replace y with y minus negative 2, which is y plus 2, which when I subtract 2 from both sides would be x squared minus 2. So there's my new function. You can graph the original, graph mine. You'll see that the blue one is 2 units lower than that one. 5 units right. So we're going to take this parent function. We're going to replace x with x minus 5. And that's it. We're done. Maybe we will actually graph these here in just a second. All right. And this last one, 4 units left and 1 unit up. Okay, so to do the 4 units left, we'd replace x with x minus -4. And for the 1 unit up, we'd replace y with y minus 1. So it's always subtraction. Left 4 units, I subtracted -4. Up 1 unit, I subtracted 1. Okay, so now we just need to simplify things. First of all, inside the absolute value sign, we can make that x plus 4. And then we'll add 1 to both sides, x plus 4 plus 1. The absolute value of x plus 4 plus 1. Yeah, let's take a second to graph these. We got time, don't we? Of course, we can make time. So x squared, that's my parent function. Oops. And then I made it into x squared minus 2. Because I want to translate it 2 units down. There's the parent, 2 units down, boom, x squared minus 2. Got that one. All right, next one. 4 to the power of x is my parent function. I want to translate that 5 units right, so I turned it into 4 to the power of x minus 5. So you're going to see a curve that is 4 to the power of x, and then you're going to see one 4 units to the right of it, which is 4 to the power of x minus 5. So if you just follow that point right there, 1, 2, 3, 4 units, or 5 units to the right, rather. There it is, right there. All the points moved 5 to the right. One more. We're going to take the absolute value of x, and we're going to turn that into something that's left 4 units and up 1 unit. So I did absolute value of x plus 4. I started off with x minus -4. And when I added 1 to both sides, because I replaced y with y minus 1, I got that plus 1 on the outside. There's the parent function. And then 4 units left, 1 unit up. There it is. All right. There you go. Like I said, pause, rewind. Those are good things. Chat message me or your teacher questions, and I'd be happy to explain why I did the things I did. Adios.